Dear Taylor Swift, I think you are pretty amazing. You are currently on your 1989 world tour, and you are a fairly outspoken feminist, and your music is just amazing. I'm pretty sure I have all of your songs memorized. In fact, when 1989 first came out, my roommate and I would replay it over and over and over again, and we did that for like a solid month, at least. Yeah, I don't think the people in the dorms by us appreciated it very much, but we did it anyways because we love you. Okay, so why am I creating this letter thing? I just talked about why you are so amazing. The thing is, I have thought you are amazing for like ever. I have made multiple videos about you. I think this would be the third. But the first video I made about you actually was about how you were kind of not so amazing at one point. It was when I first learned that in Picture to Burn, the line was, "That's fine, I'll tell mine that you're gay." And it was when you were kind of denying that you were a feminist a little bit, and it was before Red came out, which is my favorite album from you. It was weird for me because I still loved your music, but I didn't know how to love your music while not necessarily liking you. Now, however, I like you. I think you are an amazing person as well as musician, which, I mean, I've always thought you were a pretty amazing person for like, moving to Tennessee and, you know, getting started so young and refusing that deal from a big record company and going for Big Machine Records because you wanted your music out right then and there because it was what you were feeling and what you wanted people to hear. I really admired that about you. I've always thought you were extremely courageous, and I continue to think so, but there were a couple of things about you that were not so, you know, great. The thing is, those things are different about you now. You are, what, 26 years old now? And you've been in the media since you were 16, and people remember stuff you did when you were 16. And that's a little bit scary for me to think about because that Picture to Burn song came out when you were like 16 or something, and I still remember that, and I still know all the words to that. And I still remember who I was back then when I first heard that song, and who I am now when I listen to it now. And I'm two completely different people, pretty much. I mean, I like a lot of the same things. I still love you and your music, but you kind of represent a little bit my evolution through life, sort of. I mean, when I turned 15 years old, I listened to 15 at midnight of my 15th birthday. I was like, 'cause when you're 15, yes, I'm finally 15. And that was like, that was my whole thing. I was like, I remember when I was like 13 or something, I was like, okay, I have to listen to 15 on my 15th birthday, like that's happening, and then I did it. And now I am 20 years old, and I'm thinking, well, I have to listen to 22 when I turn 22. I have to. And those are just like a couple examples of what you have meant to me over the years. I've seen you live twice so far, and I thought you were amazing both times. I saw you on Fearless and Red, and both of them just like, you were an amazing performer. But I mean, the reason why I'm making this video letter thing is because you represent my growing up, and I've witnessed you grow up at the same time, which is pretty incredible to see. It's not often that you witness a celebrity grow and change as much as you have and be so open about it. You very openly talk about your friendships and your opinions and how those have changed. If not in interviews or whatever, if not in like actual encounters with real people, you do in your music. And you are just so self-aware, especially right now. You are just so self-aware of what's going on and what you're doing, and you're very deliberate about everything you do, and you've changed people. I wouldn't say you've changed me necessarily, but you've definitely shaped me, as exemplified by, you know, me having continuously listened to your music for so long. Like, you've talked about feminism a lot recently, in the last maybe 2 years, and you hadn't much before that. And I just remember you talking about Emma Watson's speech to the UN, and how you wish that you had someone at age 12 who you admired talking about it. And I think that's what you're doing for so many people. You may not, you know, be making speeches about it necessarily right now, but you are representing women and how empowered they can be. And you're doing that in so many ways. I thought it was incredibly courageous of you to write in the Wall Street Journal about Spotify and on your Tumblr about the new iTunes streaming service and how they are not going to compensate their artists fairly necessarily, according to you, and how you stood your ground with that, even though you received a lot of flack for it. You stand up for yourself a lot, I feel, and you stand up for the people you represent, and a lot of the times you represent young girls who are just learning what it is to be a woman. And you did that for me a lot, especially in these last 4-ish years. You have really shown me what it is to have guts in a tough world, and you've shown me what it is to really be a strong, powerful woman who don't need no man. And another thing is that you value friendship so much, and I think that is such an important quality, and you've helped so many girls realize that you don't have to be fighting with other girls. You can be friends with everyone, because, I mean, let's be real, you are friends with so many people. You're friends with so many, and the thing is, you're friends with so many other empowered people. And I just remember this quote about you talking about your friends and how their lives don't revolve around you at all. And I think that's such an important thing for younger girls to hear, especially me. I was very guilty of, you know, expecting a lot of my friends and not much from myself as a friend. And you have kind of changed my mind about that. You've kind of turned me around on that. I was very much like, well, why don't people want me? Like, why won't they give me things? Why won't they give me the attention I need? Instead of being like, why don't I give attention to the people I love? And why don't I care for them and they'll care for me? I feel like you're very kind of altruistic for that, but also you don't take crap from anybody. So it's not like you're just giving everything you have to someone. Instead, you have relationships that are actually give and take, and you've talked about it, and we've seen it in the media, that you have formed very strong bonds with a lot of people because of that. And I think that's important for people to hear. Another thing that is amazing about you is that you're not self-deprecating at all about all of this, about your career, about your friendships, about your relationships. You are not self-deprecating. You know who you are, and you know you are talented and just hardworking, and you know you deserve what you have. And because you worked so hard for it. And I think that's a lesson a lot of us need to learn. A lot of people think they shouldn't flaunt what they've earned, which I mean, you're not like braggy at all, I don't think. You just work very hard and it shows. And you aren't afraid to be successful, which at least I have been in the past. Basically, you've shown me it's okay to change because you've changed and I've changed as well. And I've spent a lot of time resisting that change, or at least trying to resist that change. So just thank you for being open about it and letting me know that it's okay. And so, Taylor Swift, if you ever watch this, I think you are amazing and lovely. And, you know, I love you as much as you can love someone you don't actually know. And if you could get me 1989 tickets, that would be amazing, because I really want to see you, but I don't have tickets this time. Sad face. Okay, so now I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk to my actual viewers. So this is the first in the series of videos I was talking about. So what this is gonna be is open letters to people I admire a lot, like Taylor Swift, and there are going to be 7 of them. I have 2 more planned, so we'll see how the rest go. But you will see them in your subscriptions or on my channel or on my Tumblr. And there will be a new one every single day for the next 6 days now, because this is day 1. So 7 total. Math. I really hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below with the name of someone who has inspired you or someone you admire, and talk about why, or leave a video response with an open letter talking about someone you admire. And if you love Taylor Swift as much as I do, we can fangirl about it in the comments below as well. Alright, I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Bye!